DWL Day 3, Rephrased Voice over Script. Welcome back to Day 3 of the DataWeave 30-day series. Today we're diving into the core of every DataWeave script, literals and data types. These are the foundations you'll rely on in every transformation, and I'll walk you through real examples so you can practice along with me. Let's get started. Strings in DataWeave are always wrapped in double quotes. I'll cover empty strings and null in just a bit. Also remember, represents a new line which you'll only see clearly when viewing the raw output. Numbers can be integers or decimals. They never use quotes, and DataWeave automatically detects the numeric type and evaluates it correctly. Booleans are simply true or false, always lowercase. Any logical comparison you perform will return a Boolean result. Null means the value does not exist or is intentionally missing. If a field like age isn't present in the input, the result is null. This shows up a lot when you're working with optional fields in API payloads. Complex types. Next, we have structured types, arrays and objects. Arrays are ordered lists inside square brackets. And yes, you can mix multiple types inside the same array. Use zero notation to access items. Objects contain key value pairs. Type inference DataWeave automatically figures out the type of every value. You don't need to declare anything explicitly. Explicit typing, but if you want validation or clarity, you can enforce a type using as type. This gives you better control and helps avoid unexpected behavior. That's your solid foundation for understanding literals and data types. Mastering these basics will make the rest of DataWeave much easier. Now let's go a level deeper, because in DataWeave, null and empty are not the same and they behave very differently. Null, value does not exist. Null means the value isn't present, the key doesn't exist, the field is missing entirely. DataWeave treats null as its own literal type. Real world behavior, you cannot iterate over null, you cannot access fields on null, many operations will return null or throw errors. You must handle it using default, safe navigation or conditional logic empty, value exists but contains nothing, empty is different. It means the type exists but it has no content. Examples: is an empty array, is an empty object, is an empty string, behavior, or you can iterate over an empty array, the loop just doesn't run. You can safely check emptiness using isEmpty tartar. So accessing an empty value won't throw errors unless you try to index something that isn't there. DataWeave treats null versus empty very differently, which keeps transformations predictable and prevents hidden errors. Now that you have the fundamentals, we'll look at how these data types appear in real API payloads, exactly what you'll see when integrating with platforms like Salesforce, SAP, Workday, and e-commerce systems. In real integrations, strings are rarely static. You're constantly building dynamic URLs, cleaning messy input, or generating formatted templates for notifications or audit logs. Example 1. Dynamic URL building. This first example shows how to dynamically build URLs when calling downstream APIs. Maybe your base URL comes from a properties file or a variable as specified in this example, and you want to append a specific resource and pass query parameters. This pattern is extremely common in API to API orchestration. This constructs the full URL at runtime based on the variables provided. Example 2. Cleaning incoming text. Here's the second example. Incoming data from UI or third-party systems is messy. Extra spaces, incorrect casing, accidental trailing characters. A quick cleanup before transforming the payload makes your downstream system much more stable. Trims spaces to converts to uppercase to normalizes input. Example 3. Multi-line template. This is perfect for generating notification emails, audit logs, or summary text for logging systems. DataWeave makes this simple with triple-quoted strings. DataWeave example. Easy formatting to dynamic variables to great for email or audit messages. Now let's move on to numbers. Numbers in real systems almost always involve calculations, totals, tax, discounts, age calculation, or custom formatting. Here are some common scenarios you'll see in reporting, billing, insurance, and banking integrations. Example 1. Calculations for reporting here. We calculate a product total and then format the number exactly how reporting systems expect it. This ensures you always send clean, formatted numbers, no floating point surprises. Example 3. Calculating age from date of birth, perfect for banking, insurance, healthcare, and this one is extremely common in insurance, finance, and healthcare. Calculating age using a date of birth. This gives you the exact age in years, perfect for eligibility checks, risk scoring, onboarding, or KYC validations. And that wraps up day 3 of the DataWeave 30-day series. Today you learned how simple data types become powerful once you start using them in real integrations, dynamic strings, formatted numbers, age calculations, and practical cleanup patterns you'll use in almost every MuleSoft project. Remember, mastering these basics is what makes complex transformations much easier down the road. If you found today's examples helpful, don't forget to like the video and share it with someone learning MuleSoft. Tomorrow, in day 4, we are moving into operators and expressions. This is where your transformations start becoming smarter and more flexible. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in day 4.